Good evening, YouTube, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever it is when you watch this. I hope you all have had a great day. My throat chakra has been being messed with a lot recently. If you've noticed in all of my videos, I have to keep clearing my. All right, so here we go. So now, again, because devil doesn't have any new mirror work. Trying to create problems and issues, the evil eye, and financial attacks. That's what they're planning on the full moon. They're also involved in sexual rituals right now, trying to get me back. That was some of the spell work that I mentioned in my last video that my daughter was involved in to get me to go back to her father. Someone went to a judge with information to back up what I'm saying. Yeah, the judge is aware of all your lies and all your. I'm hearing OnlyFans again. Dublin, Ireland is important. Western Rockies Federal Credit Union in Grand Junction, Colorado is important. I believe there is somebody that works there that was responsible for helping fraud checks. My brother, Dale. So you're completely broke. And you said I couldn't handle the money. Couch surfing from place to place? Yeah. Clothes on your back. That's all. Hearing something about somebody maybe hungry. Maryland, again, with that Arabian. It looks like y'all have had your assets frozen. And now you can't pay that new hitman the $20,000 that you planned to pay him to do what he was planning to do. And he found out who I am. The name Earl and the name Marlene are important. FBI, NSA, U.S. Marshals, whoever y'all watching this, look in the walls. I've mentioned that before, quite a long time ago. Someone got passed up for a job because they have really bad habits. The name Dee Dee, the name Rusty, and someone with the nickname of V is important here. So there's a couple in the military, and this couple is largely responsible, if not completely responsible, for setting up the gang stalking. The helicopters that were flying over my house in Tennessee, stealing my mail, the military tactics to try to scare me, sending the cops by my house. I'd walk out, a cop would drive by, the cop would spin around and come back by. All those white vans that kept driving by every single day, all those gang stalkers that kept driving by every single day, which I got pictures of, by the way. Yeah, I got pictures. I sat out there on my porch and I took pictures of y'all. There is a billionaire that is backing out. He's pulling the plug because there's way too much going on and way too many people are finding out. There are many tarot readers out here. There are many psychics. There are many people who are putting the information out there, and this billionaire is pulling out. And another one of the billionaires, let's just say, implode. It's funny because let me just back that up for a second. The initials E, M, and the initials B, G are very important here. And it's really funny because those people with those initials are the same people responsible for our current technology going where it's going. And they are being caught up by their very same technology. The very technology that they created is the very technology that's catching them up in all of that. Isn't that ironic? Don't you? You all want revenge on me for something that you're doing to me. You want revenge on me for something that y'all have done to me. Do you understand and realize just how ignorant that really sounds? How ignorant I view all of you? Ain't got two damn brain cells to rub together between all of you. 50 of you, 30, 50 of you. How many of there are you? So the military man, I'm hearing, has either been in an accident or he will be getting in an accident very soon and is in a wheelchair or will be in a wheelchair very soon. And he's also in, him and his wife are also under investigation with the service that they are in, whatever service that may be. It's an internal investigation. Y'all screwed yourselves, royally screwed yourselves. The very bottom to the very top, you all screwed yourselves by coming for me. You brought me into my power. The very thing that you were trying to keep me from doing, the very thing that you've always done my whole life, to keep me from knowing my true power, to keep me from knowing who I really am, to keep me from rising, everything that you did, have done, continue to do, just keeps increasing my power. And now you can't stop me. And you know it. So you better back out while you have the chance. Because I'm not playing with you people anymore. I am not playing with you people anymore. I call back my power. Frank. The name Frank is important here. Trying to put somebody in my life to get me all worked up so you could put some holes in my auric field so you all can get back in my energy. There's an investigation that's being reopened about somebody that was possibly murdered in the past. Yeah, they're reopening that investigation. I wonder if that's my mom. My real mom. I hope so. That feel? You can't handle it. None of you could handle any of what you put me through. None of you. From the bottom to the top, none of you could handle what you've put me through. And you're going to pay for what you put me through. You sure you are. Somehow or another. God is a mighty, mighty God. And he's seeing to it that each and every single person that has been involved in this is going to get their karma. They may not get the world's justice, because our justice system, there's nothing like it. So we'll reap what you've sown. I get the news on my phone, and I see all of these that have had parts to do with this, siphoning the energy off of me and people like me. You're all falling from grace. You're getting sick. Things are happening to you. Your careers are going down the tubes. Dying. And it's just going to keep on happening. It's whatever God decides is going to happen is exactly what's going to happen. And there isn't any spell or any curse or any voodoo, hoodoo, woo-woo, wah, and you will pay. That's a promise. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you from my life in my past that I know personally in court. And you can send whoever you want to send to my house. You can do whatever you want to do. You can bring it. Just fucking bring it. Let's get this over with. Because there is nothing that you can say that is going to sway me away from taking you all to court. Nothing you can do and nothing you can say is going to stop me from seeing every single one of you. You are going to have to face me. You're going to have to face me in court. You're going to have to look at me. And you're going to have to see me rise to the occasion. You're going to be embarrassed and humiliated. And all of the things that you wanted for me, that's what's going to happen to you when you walk out of that courtroom in handcuffs. All those cameras taking pictures of you people with what you've done, being all over the news and all over the newspapers and all of the world. You will be seen for the monsters that you really are. And I look forward to that day, and there isn't anything that you can say that's going to sway me one way or another. There isn't any amount of money that you can possibly even think about giving me that's going to sway me away from that justice. Because this isn't just about the money. Sandy, as you would say, it's the principle of the thing. Who has no principles or integrity or honesty or any of those. The bad mouthing, the ruining of my reputation, or I should say the trying of ruining of my reputation. My reputation speaks for itself. And anybody that knows me knows that everything that you were saying wasn't true. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourselves. If you knew what was happening and you played along, I must be a really rare person, because I wouldn't care what I was coming up against. If I knew that somebody was doing somebody wrong and I knew the person that was being wronged, I'd step in and I wouldn't care what the consequences. And I guess that's what sets me apart from the rest of you. Somebody has stepped up. There have been several people, and I want to thank you for that. I do. I thank you. And I get that it's a scary situation. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have been afraid to stand up for somebody in my situation. I probably would have thought about it hard. I still wouldn't fight for the underdog. Because the underdog is the one who, if you have to pick on somebody that bad, then they've probably got a lot more going on than people realize, and that's why they're being picked on. That's why my so-called mother, Sandy, decided to have everybody turn against me and spread all the rumors so that I would always be the underdog, and I would always feel like I wasn't a part of anything, and I would always feel like that I didn't belong. I'm more than belong. And now y'all, Sandy, Dale, and everybody else, are the ones that are going to be seen as the outcasts. You're going to be seen for who you truly are. And as a narcissist, I can't think of anything worse than having your reputation ruined. As a narcissist, I can't think of anything worse than not having any supply anymore. Sucks to be you. Care what happens to you. It's not my problem. Make this right. But the money was more important to you than I was. So if you think right now, I'm going to be worried about the situation you're in, well, you got another thing coming, because I don't care. Just like you didn't care about me. Just like you didn't care if you paid somebody to come and take me out. Just like you didn't care if I was gang stalked. Just like you didn't care if you were trying to ruin my reputation. Just like you didn't care if you took away my twin flame. Just like you didn't care about any part of my life. I don't care about yours. I don't care what happens to you. It's not my problem. You made your bed, and now you get to lay in it. I love you, and I forgive you. But it's not my problem. It's not my problem. And I'm telling you, for the last time, if anyone from my past shows up at my door, I will be calling the police. I don't care who you are. Because at this point, it doesn't really look like there are many people in my life from my past that I want to see or that I trust. Because I won't accept anything from any of you. I don't trust you. And I'll never trust any of you again. Ever. Ever. So, you better just be prepared for that little 10 by 10 cell. Because that's where you're going to spend the rest of your life. And some of you, maybe even in a padded room. You know that the end of that movie, gosh, what is it? What is it called? Oh, with the witches, the three witches that added the fourth good witch, and then in the very end, the one witch is laying in the bed. I can fly! I can fly! I can fly! That's what you're going to look like in the end. Crazy. Like you are. Somebody stopped taking their meds for their schizophrenia. Somebody else stopped taking their meds for their HIV. And all of you who are doing this sex magic are sleeping with somebody who has HIV/AIDS. And you're all infected, and you're all gross, and you just make my skin crawl. Yuck. And no, to whoever thinks that you can bring me into your little coven, because that's never going to happen either. Never going to happen. I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of you guys. I don't want any part of your sex magic. I don't want any part of any of you. You can take your rotting body parts and go to jail. That's what you can do. Do I sound a little angry? I might be a little bit angry because I'm fed up. I'm absolutely just completely, totally fed up with this. I've just been kind of sitting back and waiting for things to happen and, talking to God and getting my downloads. But I've just recently found out that I'm allowed to fight back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been told I get to fight back. I get to start calling some judgments, which I already have. Rico, that was my idea. God asked me what I wanted for all of you, and I said I wanted y'all to go down for organized crime. Rico. And he's going to make sure it happens. He asked me what I wanted for Sandy. I said I wanted her in a mental institution. He's going to make sure that happens. There's somebody else, maybe even a couple of somebody else's that may also end up in a mental institution. But I'm not going to mention your names because that's going to take the fun out of it for me. No part of this has been fun. No part of this has been fun. Well, I guess there is one part. The fun part for me is learning my gifts and just how powerful I really am. Learning that I can read tarot, learning that I can read energies. I read people very, very, very well now. Very well. Mm-hmm. So bring it. I'm ready for you. I'm so ready for you. Show up at my door. Come on ahead. Show up at my door. Show up at my work. Show up anywhere I am. Because I'm protected. You won't get anywhere near me. And you know it. Because every time somebody's ever come for me, something's happened to them, hasn't it? Like the two men in the car that were coming for me when I lived on Buffalo Road. 3 houses down, their car blew up. Yep. That's what happens when people come for me. My ancestors step in. You're not going to get anywhere near me. This is over. The only people who don't realize it's over are the people who don't want to give up the money. Gotta keep going because I gotta have it. Really? You gotta have it so bad? Tommy, how's it feel to know that you've been lied to this entire time and you lost the only good thing you ever had in your life? And you'll never, ever have it again. Ever. Because right now, I think you're disgusting. I think you make my skin crawl. David, same for you. You know, I had a little nickname for you, David, for all these years. The Weasel. And it looks like I wasn't far off the mark, does it? You and your ex-wife. Yeah, I know. I know. I know a lot more than you think I do. Y'all are just unbelievable. All I can do with it right now is just shake my head. I don't even know what to say anymore to you. I mean, I've tried to tell you, I've tried. I've tried everything I can think of to get you to stop. And you're not going to stop me from talking. You're not going to stop me from telling the truth. As a matter of fact, I tell everybody. So when all of this comes out, there are going to be so many people out there in the world that already know my story because I've told them my story. And when it comes out, it's just going to prove how truly gifted I really am, because I'm not afraid to speak my truth, because I know what the truth is, because God has shown me the truth. I may even go into church on Saturday or Sunday and speak my truth in front of the whole congregation, so that when the truth comes out on the news, they'll know that I'm the real deal too. And then the word's going to spread from there. I have a testimony for God, and I intend to give it. I intend to give it. I'm going to share it with the world, which is exactly what you don't want me to do. Because I am going to bring the dark to light. And it's going to change a lot of things that you people don't want to change. Shouldn't mess with God's chosen child. You shouldn't have messed with God's chosen child. You shouldn't be messing with any of us. The 144,000, we're coming together and we're pulling in strong, and we're going to make the change. And there isn't anything you can do about it now, because you opened Pandora's box. You all did this to yourselves. From the bottom to the top, you all did this to yourselves. You just remember that. You remember that when everything in your life starts to fall apart. When the things that you've done to other people start happening in your life and your karma starts coming back on you, you just remember where that came from. You remember all of those people that you harmed, that you hurt, that you sold. You remember where that karma came from. I promise you, you're going to remember. Because right here, right now, I call that as a judgment, as your karma. That when things start happening in your life, the first thing that's going to pop in your head is, oh, I did that to so-and-so. Oh, I did that to so-and-so. Oh, I did that to so-and-so. You're never going to forget what you've done to the people in this world. Your crimes against humanity. You will forever remember. When your karma kicks in, you will forever remember each and every individual person that you ever did what you did to. You're going to remember them. You're going to see them in your dreams. You're going to see them in your waking life. You're going to see them everywhere you look, every step you take, every breath you breathe. You're going to see the people that you've harmed. Yeah. It seems like a pretty fair judgment to me. Never ever being able to escape the dirty deeds that you've done. Seems pretty fair judgment. Of course, that's just me. That doesn't even count whatever Father's got. Because what he's got, I'm sure, is much more interesting than anything that I could ever come up with. because I know he's protected me from things that I didn't even know were happening. I know I'm a walking miracle. And I know there are so many things that y'all have tried to do to me over these years, my whole life. And you've never been successful because my Father God has always stepped in and put a stop to it. That alone should have made you realize that you shouldn't have done this. That alone should have made you realize. But money clouded your judgment. Well, and I can't say I really enjoyed everything I've gone through in my life, because I certainly have not. But when I think about it as a big picture, as a great big full big picture, coming to this point right now, it was all worth it. It was all worth it to see and to know that every single one of you are going to fall. And you're going to be judged. Just like you judged me. An innocent person. I was an innocent person. I did nothing. Absolutely nothing but be born with a gift that none of you wanted me to have. That's my only crime, was being a chosen child of God. That was my crime. Y'all have real crimes. Real crimes that you're all going to have to sit in judgment for. In the 3D realm and in the spiritual realm. I hope you're prepared. Because it's coming. Soon. People are already being interrogated. Maybe even arrested. People are already on the run. In their big pretty yachts trying to get away. Flying in planes to other countries thinking that they're going to be able to run from this. Karma knows where you are. You can't run from karma. No, no ma'am, no sir. You can run, but you can't hide. Not from God. That's the bottom line. So, on that note, I'm going to go to the rest of the world that I'm not talking to right now. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Sweet dreams. Please love each other. Love yourselves. You know that I love you. Keep watching the news, y'all. It's about to get interesting. I love you.